In this video, we're going to be setting up a 1-bed property in Southampton for management. We're going to be talking about all the different types of management that you can have, the ins and outs of management, what that means, little staging tips as well that we've used, and also what we do and our little checklist of how we make sure that a property has gone live, how and when it's supposed to as well. So let's get into it. So we just had to jump in an Uber. So we're picking up a van to make sure we can pick up all the furniture and the beds and stuff like that from the investor who's ordered it to their house, and then we're gonna go and inspect it, and then hopefully it's just a swift transaction.
Outside?
Yeah, I'm outside, yeah. Key thing that a lot of people miss when they've got to start doing staging is the logistics of how they're gonna move things around, right? We're in London, Croydon to be specific, and we are setting up so we've got 2 places that we need to go to. Enfield to go and pick up the rest of the stuff, and then we've also got to go to Southampton tomorrow, where we are obviously going to be staging. So how do we do that? What we're going to do is we're going to be renting out this van here. And the reason why I use them, 1, they're local, 2, they're not a main big brand. And I feel like when you're a main big brand, you kind of lose that extra bit of customer care sometimes. Every time that I've used them, they've dealt with me properly. So that's why I'm able to always come back and make sure that I'm giving them more and more service. So first things that I do when I go to pick up a van, I double check that everything's clean. Obviously I did the inspection with the guy already. Double check the levels of the petrol here, the mileage as well. Always check for any marks, dents or scratches or anything like that. I did all that check with the guy already, and then you also just want to make sure that everything is empty. Just snuck in a quick gym session. But while I was doing that, I had a podcast on, or not podcast, but a YouTube video that I've been watching, Stephen Bartlett's Behind the Diary. So when he was talking about understanding that your time is finite, you have to pick and choose what you have time for and what you don't have time for. And sometimes that means having to disappoint people that you probably haven't disappointed before, but sometimes you have to, because sometimes you've got to learn to choose yourself as well. Since I've been on this journey, and I know Cindy probably feels the same way as well, that we've had to let down a lot of people a lot more times than we have before ever. Partly that is because we're not as accessible, we're not as available. I also feel like people from the outside don't really understand that just yet. What we're realizing is that we have to be okay with that. We have to be okay with being able to choose ourselves and disappoint others in ways that we can't imagine, because it's okay. You can't please everyone. But yeah, we're gonna get ready now. I've got half an hour to eat and then leave out before I've got to head to the next place. So, as I said earlier, we are staging a 1-bedroom property, a 1-bedroom flat in city centre of Southampton. We are offering management on behalf of an investor. The normal structure when it comes to rent to service accommodation, aka Airbnb or rent to SA as some people might say, the difference is that when you're structuring it like that, your company is going to be the one who is, taking on the deal, you're paying the landlord, you're in charge of maintaining the property, and also in charge of the day-to-day running to make sure that running it as an Airbnb basically. What we're doing as management is someone else has invested in this deal, so it's their deal. We're responsible for the guest experience, the reviews, and the day-to-day running. And in return, what we normally do is we get a percentage of the revenue that comes in every month, or we manage it for a fixed fee. So that's what you do with management. There are many different ways for you to be able to seek control of management, and I'm going to list them for you. First one is the standard, as I mentioned before. So you are the one, you've invested in the deal. That is you running your own rent to rent portfolio. So you've invested in the deal, you're in charge of paying the landlord, maintenance, everything like that. Second is management, which is what we're doing. So someone else has invested in the deal and we're taking care of the day-to-day operations and running and making sure that they are receiving the profits that they are estimated to be getting, making sure that the property is running as smooth as it should be. The third one is a joint venture. So a joint venture is when you and another company or another person joint ventures on a property, kind of a mix between the first two. One side normally puts in the financials and funds the deal. The other party does the running on the ground, again, running and managing and making sure that the day-to-day operations is running smooth. how we normally do it is an investor or a joint venture partner puts the funds in, and then we set up, we stage, we do everything like that with the property. After all the money has come in and we have paid all our expenses, we look at the profits that we've got. Now, out of the profits, we take 10% of that. The investor or the person who put the money in then takes the 90%. And that continues until they get their initial investment back. Once they've got their initial investment back, we then even everything out and we get 50-50 split because we're now at an equal stand. And that's what we do. That's how we manage our joint venture partnerships. So to sum everything up, if you're taking it on yourself and you're investing in the deal, the risk and reward is split because you're the only person or you're the only company that's dealing with it. If you're doing management, the risk is low because the risk is more on the investor. However, the responsibility is high because you have a responsibility to make sure that your management is in tip-top shape and you are performing, or you're making the property perform to its best ability. If you're doing a joint venture, the risk and reward is split 50-50. Now we've got to head back south. Hopefully the traffic is much better on the way back.
Good morning, guys. How are we all doing? We are actually going to set up a property in Southampton. It's currently 6 a.m. and we are about to leave it out. A lot to do. I'm also working, so I've got my work laptop and get all my stuff done between 9 and 1 so that I can then focus on the staging. The investor did the decor for this one, ordered all the stuff. She's great at what she does, so I'm very excited for you to see what the outcome's going to be like. She went with some risky colours, risky patterns, and I'm quite excited for it to not look like the standard kind of colours and scheme. So yeah. How are you feeling?
I feel good. Just eager to get started.
Sean and I are hoping to double our portfolio by the end of the year. We don't know. We've got to have confidence in these things, and we know that we're so confident in the game. Just a little bit of a backstory. Yesterday was amazing. We closed another one of our guests in our properties who have extended again from August now till November, likely to extend again to the end of the year. We kind of looked at our properties and realized that we have 3 properties with long-term bookings. One of them are there for a year. That property alone is generating us £53,000 for across 12 months. That is your salary. So yeah, we're very excited to stage this property. We're going to bring you along. Hopefully the traffic is not trafficking, so that we get there on time, because by the time we get there, which is saying 7:50, I'm sure by the time we unload things, park up, it'll probably be like 8:30, which means I'll only have half an hour to help Sean start the staging before I have to start work. So Sean will probably be doing the staging alone between 9 and about 2 o'clock. And then from 2, I hope to finish what I'm doing at work. And, from 2 till 1 o'clock in the morning, I hope that we can get the staging completely done. And that will be staging within 24 hours. So fingers crossed. I have a lot of faith in us. I have a lot of faith in God. I know that, we can get this done.
Just had the deliveries all delivered. So everything's out there, and then we're just gonna do a quick walkthrough just to make sure that everything is all good. Here they had a massive wardrobe here, which was kind of, when I was picturing about how we're gonna put the beds and everything, just thinking to myself how are we gonna do it, because there was not enough space, but it was the wardrobe that was taking up so much space. Bathroom, I think a few bits between the tiles probably need to be done, but we'll get the cleaner in here to sort that out. Before, they used to have the sofa here and then the TV and that here. So I think that's what we're gonna do still, have the sofa kind of here, because we don't want to block that. When it comes to actually setting up your rent to SA, right? Most people think that it's the staging that is the hardest part, but it's not. It's actually the planning bit before. So as I said, we've had to move, pick up stuff from several different places. Also had to make sure that we've got the right equipment in order to be able to stage as well. But all of these things you have to put in place, right? Another thing that we've got to sort out is the cleaners. So the cleaners have got to come and have a look. We've been searching around And we've got this cleaner from someone who we know operates in this area as well. So they've been able to give them a good character reference. A photographer, we've shortlisted a few. But all of these things we need to make sure we plan beforehand. Again, it's only a 1-bedroom property, so hopefully we're being very optimistic, but we should actually be able to be done, I reckon, by tomorrow. The main stuff by tomorrow morning. So we finally got the stuff in. Time's now 9:30. Let's get going. Time 1:52. I've had to take a little bit of a break because food has now come, and I've also got an interview to
a new job.
Prepare for. Not for a new job. Got an interview with a new virtual assistant who we're hoping can be the safety net of our operations. Got quite a few interviews over the next few days, next week or so. That's really going to help us and free up our time so that we can do a lot more in the business. Is this mine? Yeah. Oh, fantastic. She's really feeding me. What type of things would you use to determine how urgent a task is?
The thing that you need right away that you're asking for, I would get on top of that first. And try to see what else I could do with the other tasks as well.
All right, perfect. All right, take care.
Okay.
Sean and I are literally hopping to Aldi. If you know about Aldi, you know about Aldi. Aldi's legit. It's better than Lidl. Fight me if you must. So, just to talk you through the process a little bit in terms of what we've done today, I have worked my 9 to 5 thinking that I'd finish early because I always think I'm superhuman. I didn't finish early, not 1 second early. In fact, I finished 7 minutes later than I actually was supposed to. We actually found that this is free parking, so we can also offer this out to our guests. I can tell that it gets fully booked.
The only thing that bugs me about these wall-mounted TVs is that the lead, you can see the lead coming out. You know me though, innit? It is quite late at the moment. We are done for today. We've done quite a bit. So as you can see, we've got all of that stuff done. We've done the bedroom as well. Once we wake up in the morning, early in the morning, we're gonna put it all in the rubbish area and then head back to London for the day. So, a little update. All right, so we've been up since 7:30, sorted some stuff out with the property. We've now gotten back to Croydon, where we're preparing for the events this evening.
Not the events, making it official. It's literally...
Yeah, it's the events.
Yeah, gosh.
The events.
It's a surprise
the
birthday
event of the week.
For one of my best friends.
Yeah.
It's currently 3 o'clock.
We're looking at hot messes right now.
6 hours. We've got to cook. We've got to stage the property with the decor. See what I did there? Staging.
We've got to go and pick up the cake.
Pick up the cake.
We've got to go and pick up the oxtail and curry goat with the white rice.
Yeah, we've got to cook as well. I've got to cook jollof rice.
But yeah, Cindy was trying me while I was hungry, and she knows that. She knows that she shouldn't be doing that, but she did that anyway.
Miserable old hag.
It's jokes because when you're ready, you know.
No, I'm hungry now. It's about to load, honestly.
Gonna get snappy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll catch you in a bit anyway.
Sorry.
So another successful night hosting for one of our lovely friends' 30th birthday. As you can see, I'm still standing. Cindy tapped out due to tiredness because of the staging process that you saw earlier. So she's gone bed, whereas I'm just kind of putting things away, making sure that everything is tidy because we're not going to be here tomorrow. Basically, we're coming back on Monday, so I'm just basically making sure that everything is tidy and ready to go so that it's kind of back to normal when we get back. We had a lot of things that were here, but this is what we're left with at the moment. So we've just got A few things here that we just need to kind of get rid of. Yeah, I'll catch you guys in a bit. I'm going to sort out the rest of the stuff and then we will see you tomorrow. Yes. So we're back in Southampton after a nice weekend, as you last saw. Got a few things to get done as soon as we get in, so we're not even going to relax or rest. I think we're just going to literally just hit the ground running as soon as we park up, get in there, finalise a few bits. Got a deep clean and then got a few situations, a few issues with maintenance that we need to sort out. Once that happens, then and the deep clean has happened, then we can get the photographer in to get our professional photos done, and then those can go up on the listing online, the listings, and then after that I think it's all done. It's finally coming along. Just a few last bits and bobs that we need to go and sort out. I'm gonna go and run to Argos and B&Q and get the last little bits, and then hopefully we should be all right. I need to throw a lot of these boxes away. Just fixed that in there, but I need to swap the light bulb. Everything in here is all good as well, so just need to put the last finishing touches. When you're looking at cool white and warm white lights, now cool white is supposed to go in the communal areas, you know, like living rooms, hallways and stuff like that. And warm white is supposed to bring warmth, and that's supposed to go into the bedrooms. I know I'm definitely going to need a warm white, so I might just pick up this one. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much.
Take care. After picking up the final bits from B&Q that we needed, I headed back to the property to do the finishing touches, which included tidying up and removing a lot of the weeds from the front garden. We managed to stage this property in about 7 days, and up till now we have had a 79% occupancy, which is not that bad considering the time of year that we're going in and a few teething and maintenance issues at the beginning. But here's how the property looks.